Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are actually taking a step away from a card and we are making a box. So this is the same box we are going to make. I'm just going to make it using kind of a sneak peek at some material from our new holiday catalog. So I can only show you the cover of it, but I will tell you this, that some of this material I have already gotten in my possession, and I'll be able to make some really nice cards with them and show you all of what I've done. So just a heads up that the paper I'm actually using for my project today, this one right here, I'm going to be using what is called the Gilded Autumn specialty paper, and the sheet I'm using looks like this, and you can tell here it has the copper foiling throughout, and each of the sheets of this DSP actually has foiled copper on one side and some kind of non-foil pattern on the other. So I chose this piece because I feel like even though it's directional, it's not gonna be like, it doesn't really matter too much as a box. So I thought that this one would be really nice. I'm also gonna make the tag out of the same DSP, but I'm actually going to cut out a strip and overlay it on top there. So I figured I'd make it a little bit different, and the ribbon I'm using will actually be different. This is, again, just retired. I like to make my product first with some retired product to make sure that it works out, that my measurements are right. And so my ribbon is also going to be ribbon from the new catalog. Look at here, so it's kind of, you see the copper shine there. So this is called just metallic ribbon. It actually comes in a double pack with another beautiful ribbon in mint macaron, which I'll show on another card soon here. And so this ribbon here will be the ribbon we'll use instead of this twine. So this has all been retired other than this lovely stamp set called Harvest Hellos. So in this stamp set, there's this right here, to an A+ teacher. And me being a teacher, I am actually using these boxes to gift the fellow teachers in my department a science themed mask for them. So I bought some online. I finally had them delivered, and I figured I'll put them in a nice little box and put them on their desk before school starts. What I love about this is that right here we've got this apple, you've got the leaf, you've got this little stem. You can also make pumpkins. Here's a slice of an apple. You can make a pumpkin a jack-o'-lantern. You've got some seeds. There's a lot of variety. Plus, I love the feel better soon, right? With the apple, one apple a day. Welcome back if you're talking about going back to school. So I love this set, and one of the things I love the most about this is that it comes with a punch. This is called the Apple Builder Punch, and notice though that it can punch out the apple or the pumpkin. You can even punch out this half apple if you slide it in on the side. It will punch out this leaf and this stem. It does not punch out this leaf here, for that goes more with the pumpkin style, but you can easily enough cut that one out. So that's the stamp set we're using. So I've already mounted that up right here. So let me show you how to make this box, but using this paper. So first things first, you will definitely need either your scoreboard, or in my case I actually used my paper trimmer. I'm also just really comfortable with it, so if you are more comfortable with your scoreboard, feel free to use that. So you will need a piece of paper that is, for whatever paper your lid is, you need it to be 5.5 by 5.5. And what you're going to do now, so put the cutting blade, put the cutting blade kind of off to the top, or remove it from your thing, because what you're going to do now is you're going to measure out 3/4. So I've actually pushed it out to 3/4 here, and then since I'm not using a shim for this, I'm actually just gonna tilt it back just so I can clearly see the line. So it essentially is just shy of 3/4, and I'll go ahead and score. And then I'm going to do that on all sides, essentially 3/4, and then kind of shy it back a little bit, and then same here, boop, and then last side. There we go. So You'll do that. Then, because I wanted, like you see in my box here, I wanted my lid to be really easy to remove, and I'll show you how easy that is once I'm done. I wanted the box to be 1 inch high, but my lid to be only 3/4 of an inch high, so that it wouldn't close super flush, so it would be easier to remove. So I need a piece for my base, Whisper White, in a 6 by 6 inch, which luckily flush right here, and you want to do the same thing but score it instead at 1 inch. And this one, you actually want it to be precisely 1 inch. You do not want it to be shimmed a little bit, because if you do that, then what happens is you get your paper is going to be so tight that the top and the bottom will not close properly. So there's that. So now you have 2 pieces where you have your, here, let me, maybe it'll be more visible. Oh no, that houndstooth is not forgiving. Ah, there you go. You might be able to see it a little bit better there. See the lines right there, right? So now you're gonna go around and score each side of each of the papers. Excuse me. So just take your score tool, which I had already moved to the side, and just score, or not score, burnish the edges. Goodness. I just came back from a few days vacation, which explains a little bit of why my video is posted a little bit later, because I actually had to put them together from my phone, and I had to actually tether my internet from my phone. I wrote the actual posts on my my Chromebook that I had tied to my phone, tethered to my phone. So hence the, usually I try to publish at about 10 o'clock in the morning, my time. And then of course I had to have that be a bit of a different time with my delay there. So oopsies. So now that you have this, what you're going to do now is you're going to cut up the side here, and then you're going to taper off both sides. And then you can just pull those bad boys right off. And you're going to do the same for each side here. And you're doing that, oh, let me put it up here. And you're actually doing that for both pieces. So you're doing that for the top and the bottom. And then make sure you have your Seal Plus handy. You could also use tear and tape, or you can use the liquid adhesive, the Tombow liquid adhesive. All of those would be great choices for this box. So there you go, you've got my base ready. Do the same thing for my lid. The thicker the paper for this, the better. So if you have thick Whisper White handy, that'll be great. Because I used, this is only going to be a gift for face mask, I thought that it would be it's probably going to be okay to be a slightly thinner paper here. This particular DSP is not very, very thick, whereas, I mean, it's like normal thickness. It's not thin like the last year we had like a wrapping paper thinness available, and that was much thinner. So this one's not, I mean, it's not flimsy, but it's not as thick as the this piece here. This piece was significantly thicker, and that was just part of how it was made. So now you need to add adhesive right here to each of these little tabs. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus. So this here is going to be better for making like 3D projects, and I don't think, yeah, there you go. And so you just go ahead and you add it down. And it does lay down as like little strips, which, oh, sorry. And then because it lays down as little strips, sometimes if you, here, let me see if you can show it. So like I didn't lift it up. Can you see that maybe a little bit? I didn't lift it up before the last strip there was adhered, so it did kind of go over a smidge, but you can just bend that right back. So then you go ahead and you connect piece to piece, connect. And the perk of laying down the adhesive ahead of time is as long as you make sure it doesn't accidentally touch anything else, it's going to be pretty great about getting it exactly where you need it. So there's our lid. Let's make our base. And I'm actually just going to do one strip, since I suspect that the people, I suspect the people who will receive this will likely not treasure this forever and ever. And so I'm not going to be too bothered by making it super. But if this is one of those where, say maybe it was going to be a gift that you were giving to somebody, but you're going to hold off for a bit, you might want to be a little bit more generous with the adhesive, so that way it would last a little bit longer if you're going to have it kind of stand still. So there's that. You're doing the same thing, and now the ultimate test. Does it in fact fit with my lid? Da 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 da. Oh, that's fine. Needs to be a little bit more gentle here. And sometimes you'll find that it'll be, there we go, that'll work. Boop, boop, boop. And there we go. So now we've got our box made, and all we need to do is make our tag. So again, I use this one, and I am using the the scalloped tag topper punch. This piece here is 2 inches by 3 inches. I'm just gonna stick it through. It punches that right out and includes the little hole, which is fantastic. This is exactly 2 inches wide, by the way. So if you are preparing strips ahead of time, that is all that you need, is any strip of any length, as long as it's 2 inches wide. So there's that. I've got here my little leftover strip that is 3/4 of an inch by, I don't know, just about 3 inches or so. I'm going to take my sentiment. I am using, because I thought I wanted to tie in the copper some more, I think cinnamon cider here is going to be my best bet. So let's find out if I am on the right track there. So I thought I would just... Oh yeah, that's going to be great. So cinnamon cider is a really nice, almost looks sort of like a matte copper, whereas soft suede would have been a little bit too like browny, like brown and yellow, and early espresso would have been way too dark. So the other surprise I have is that along with the new holiday catalog coming out, there is what is called the Banners Pick-a-Punch. So in the previous one we have the lovely labels, and now we also have banners, and I thought this one here would be really lovely for adding a little bit of oomph to it. And it's the same as the previous labels, where you just go ahead and pop it in, and it will, and actually since it was about exactly 3 inches, I think if I trim it there it'll be pretty equal on both sides. So let's find out. And so, hey, look at that. And see, now I can have it go kind of over, and it makes it look really nice. And again, remember, you can keep these pieces if you want to figure out where you are in terms of lining up pieces later on. So there's that. Let's go ahead, and I won't even bother putting on dimensionals. I think I'm just going to make it nice and flat. Use the Seal Plus just because it's handy. Layer it nice and centered. There we go. And so now, right, I can go ahead and put my gift inside and then wrap it up. But for now, since I don't have those handy, I will show you how to do that. I recommend, and you might see here from my original, I actually tied it to the string on the top, and so it moves around a lot. And so you could put a little glue dot underneath the tag so it stays in place, though that would kind of rip the paper. So in my case, I'm actually going to try something new. I'm going to try sticking it down to the other piece. So it would be like this, and then... So what I do is I lay it across first. I'm trying to make them a little bit more even. There we go. So you lay them across, and then what I'm doing here is on the back side, I am crossing them like this. So I'm essentially making 4 like sort of squares there. And now I'll do the same thing with the first box. You just make a little bow. And your bow may not be perfect, your ribbon may not have been centered. You can absolutely redo them if you wish, but if I was happy with this, I could just go ahead and trim off the extra. But since I haven't put my gift in yet, I'm going to leave the extra for now. And notice this still moves, so I may still end up putting this with a glue dot on there, but until I decide that, and until I have my gift inside, there's no point. So if you have any need for these materials, the materials for this, the paper specifically for this, will be available in August. I believe August 4th, 5th. Let me look and see if it tells me really quickly. I will put it in the description below. I'm sorry, guys. And so it will be available there. However, a lot of the paper that we currently offer would also make some really lovely boxes should you want to try this. And we also have a lot of beautiful ribbons. I'm actually looking forward to using the Seaside Spray ribbon as a tying ribbon for this. I think this will look really nicely with especially some of the paper coming up. So if you need any of these materials, feel free to get in touch, and I would love to help you place an order. If you need, say, the Stampin' Seal because you want to make other 3D projects, I do intend to have more in upcoming videos later this month and into August, especially as gift season starts coming around, because I do enjoy giving a good gift. So let me know if you need anything. If you would like to subscribe, the button is below, and I highly recommend it so that you can see more of my videos when I publish them. I try to do at least 3 a week, though I am hoping to start 4 here really soon. And I'm actually almost to 100 subscribers, and I think I will have a special giveaway when I do hit that 100 subscriber mark. So if you are interested in increasing your chances for winning something, feel free to share this with other stamping and crafty friends so that maybe I can get to that a little bit faster, and you might be able to benefit from that. So if you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, see you in the next video.